Selfish drivers. The people that can't wait 3 more seconds for a car to pass by them, because wherever they have to get to is far more important than anyone else who has to get somewhere. If you're watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The people that see the red light from a mile away and still end up stopping completely over the line, honking at people the millisecond the light changes green, or just completely ignoring yield and stop signs. Lately, it feels like even more ignorant drivers are just showing up, and I just sit and wonder if they even own the cars they're driving, because there's no way anybody would give these idiots a car, let alone a license. These are the same people who leave their shopping carts in the parking lot instead of putting it back in the cart return area. It takes 15 seconds to put it back, you lazy fuck. And then BMW drivers constantly riding my ass because they need to constantly be 50 over the limit in a residential area. I have had too many close encounters with these drivers, and it could have cost me my life if I wasn't a defensive driver. Just today I had someone honk at me because they had to yield to me when they were at a red light. And then not even 10 minutes later, there's an asshole that cuts off 3 lanes of traffic just to get in the lane that has 1 less car than the rest. Like, what even was the point of crossing all of those lanes just to get home 5 seconds earlier? Like, there's nothing on earth that could have been worth those extra 5 seconds that you got back. Seeing these ignorant drivers is so common now that when I see someone actually use their blinkers and start braking at a reasonable distance from their turn, I start clapping in my car because of how rare it is to see it. Being a nice person is good and all, but when someone has to yield to you, you don't let them go and stop traffic behind you for a car that has to yield to you. Being too nice is a thing, and this causes countless accidents all over the world for simply being too kind, and it's ridiculous that you think yielding to someone when you have the right of way would only affect you. Here's a very artistic graph I've drawn for you all to visualize the scenario that happened to me a few months ago. I am the white car, and I am about a quarter mile away from the intersection, while the red car is at the right turning lane of the intersection, just sitting there. He sees me in the distance, and I see him in the distance, and he's just sitting there in the turning lane, watching me slowly get closer over that quarter mile distance. And the second I get to the intersection light, while mine is still green and his is red, he has to yield to me. But he decides to turn the second I get to the intersection, almost causing an accident. Like, what are you doing? And the worst part about all of it is that there's no repercussions for their shitty driving. And police officers drive the same way they do. Any police officer I've seen on the road is either speeding or in the middle of 2 lanes just regularly driving, not even doing anything for their job. Just blatantly being shitty drivers, just like the people they're getting paid to take off the road. Alright, I think I've gotten my frustration out. Later.